Just an FYI, this video contains a huge spoiler alert for this YTP. This is my second full review of a YTP, and I haven't done something like this since I reviewed Deliver Us over a year ago. However, there is this YTP that I absolutely love, and it is called Skellington's Revenge. Saying this is a holiday YTP by MoBrosStudios is a massive understatement. That's because this might be the best holiday YTP I have ever seen. Even though it was made 11 years ago, it is better than most YTPs nowadays. Aside from seeming like just a 20-minute holiday YTP at first glance, this YouTube poop is far from traditional. I know I'm a little late, and even though it is after Christmas time at the time of uploading this video, we are going to take a deep dive into this YTP. We'll discuss the editing, comedy, retention, and originality, and give an overall rating like I usually do with all my reactions. Editing. I adore the editing in this YouTube poop. Despite coming out 11 years ago, this YTP's editing is much better than most YTPs nowadays. MoBrosStudios uses multiple sources to combine them into one cinematic masterpiece. I originally said that Deliver Us has the most extreme editing, but that's no longer true. By the way, what I mean by extreme editing is that this YTP's editing skills are insane. Additionally, this YTP came out in 2013, before we had gems like Spinge Cringe, The Mar, and even Deliver Us. Aside from rambling, I think I should discuss the editing itself. I would talk about the elephant in the room, and I have already said that MoBrosStudios has combined multiple sources into one, but I should go into detail about that. He didn't just use a Spongebob episode and combined it with A Nightmare Before Christmas, but also used side characters from Team Fortress 2, My Little Pony, and so on. The fact that this video was made with 5 softwares, including Vegas Pro, Photoshop, and Gary's Mod, makes me ask, how much space on your computer did this project take? To compare this YTP to anything else would be unfair, unless that competitor was Deliver Us. If you haven't watched my Deliver Us review yet, click on this card to take you to that video, or that link will be in the description. But anyway, both these YTPs have insane editing skills, and they're evenly matched in terms of visuals. However, the fact that Skellington's Revenge came out 5 years prior to Deliver Us, and the fact that it uses more sources than Deliver Us, I can safely say that Skellington's Revenge has the better editing. To summarize, the sentence mixing is easy to understand, the 3D visuals look so professionally done, and the effects are amazing. Therefore, the editing in this YTP obviously gets a 10 out of 10. Comedy. This YTP is pretty funny, despite that not being the focus. In my Deliver Us review, I talked about MoBrosStudios' traditional box and how many YTPs stick within that box. More on that later. This YTP had funny moments such as, "He's got a book!" But other than that, the comedy is pretty hard to discuss because, like I said, that's not the focus. I do have to say that this YTP did not rely on swears and sex jokes like Helen Hero and Jallerbo YTPs, and that's a good thing. Though there are a couple swears here and there. Think about a movie that's rated PG-13. This YTP is basically that. I say that's a good thing not only for younger audience viewers, but also, I feel it's a lot more creative. So yeah, this YTP is pretty funny, but not absolutely side-splaying hilarious, so therefore, the YTP earns an 8 out of 10 for comedy. Retention. For those of you who may be questioning what the hell retention is, basically retention is the satisfaction with the length of the video. Additionally, there should be a good beginning and a solid ending. If you want to judge retention for yourself, ask yourself, was this YTP very entertaining, or was it either too short, too long, or just plain boring? If you answer none of these, then the YTP would have an excellent retention score. If there's one of these factors, then the retention score might be affected. To be fair, this YTP was super long, so you might think that the retention score might be pretty low. Think again, because this is one of the most entertaining YTPs I have ever seen, despite being over 20 minutes long. If you don't believe me, watch the YTP for yourself and try to watch it in one sitting to improve your attention span. When I watch this YTP, I don't think that I'm watching any old YouTube poop, I think I'm watching a movie. In this YTP, I love the beginning, I absolutely love the ending, and I love the story, so believe it or not, I think this YTP deserves a very rare 10 out of 10 for retention. Originality. I have never seen another YTP like this. The originality of this YTP was better than the editing, since I love the story, the plot, and the character development in this YTP. The plot is about Jack Skellington destroying Christmas among other cartoon universes. Jack is upset that the Halloween special, or something, was cancelled, and that he wants to get it back. During the climax, yes, this YTP has a climax, all the characters fight together to stop Jack Skellington and MoBrosStudios' very own monster, Black Hiver. I find it absolutely hilarious how in the end, Spongebob is like,
well, why didn't you just ask?
When they make it back home, MoBrosStudios does this thanks to his viewers, as in his words, poured his soul into this project. Wow. I have never seen a YTP so dedicated, so creative, so beautiful. I don't know how much time exactly MoBrosStudios spent making this YTP, but I can tell it was a very long time. Aside from that, Skellington's Revenge is probably the best YTP ever in terms of originality. With that being said, the originality score definitely earns a 10 out of 10, which makes this YTP the very first YTP to be scored with 3 10s of the 4 categories. I don't think I've said this enough, but I absolutely love this YTP if you can tell already. The story is amazing, the editing is amazing, everything about this YTP is just mind-blowing. To me, this is what a YTP should be. To rate this YTP, we add the average score of the 4 categories. Therefore, the final score for this YTP would be 9.5 out of 10. This is, so far, the highest score I have ever given to a YTP, along with the Mar. Despite having the same score, these YTPs have very different reasons why they're scored so high. Both have excellent editing in their own ways, but the Mar was just super funny and fun to watch. Skellington's Revenge is also fun to watch, but it's more surreal than funny. And yes, the score of 9.5 means that Skellington's Revenge is better than Deliver Us, better than Spongebob and Slitward Trespass into the Unknown Infinity, and possibly better than the Mar. So to answer the curious question, this is not just my favorite holiday YTP of all time, but also my favorite YTP of all time. And that is it for this video. Thank you guys for watching this review. Sorry it was a little late as it's past Christmas, but I just had to talk about this YTP. So make sure you subscribe for more videos like this, leave a like and comment down below. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Peace.